everyone. Matt is back now with another great recipe to use up those beets from the garden. So here's what you need for this one. You need beets, buffalo mozzarella cheese, cherry tomatoes, pine nuts, basil, agave nectar, and fresh cracked black pepper, as well as some sea salt if you've got it. We're all about seasonal right now, which is why he did peppers first and beets now. Matt, all of that is going to make a delicious roasted beet agave caprese salad, right?
Right, Trace? That's another dish that has a fun recipe name to say. I really hope I don't get my tongue tied on this one again. So why, Trace? You know, beets, you mentioned they're seasonal, they're delicious. Do you have a beet recipe that you make at home?
My husband is obsessed with them, and what he really loves is pickled beets. So we always have some on standby. He'll add them into salads. That's usually how we use them.
Very Australian, because if you're in Australia, beetroot, they put that on a burger. They have a beautiful pickled beet that they do on a burger, and it's delicious. Again, from borscht, from Eastern Europe, shredded in salads, it sounds like, or chopped in salads like your husband's doing. Trace, you know, beets are gonna get a little crazy, so I just always recommend put on a glove because these things can soak pretty well. So this is a very simple recipe, roasted agave beetroot caprese salad. So super seasonal, delicious and fresh. So starting with our beets, these are the beetroots themselves. What you want to do essentially is you want to cut them down. So next up, we're going to wrap our beets and we're going to roast them quickly. So and then we're going to jump right into this recipe. Tin foil. So we've got our beet, we've cutting it down. Just a little bit of olive oil that we want to do, or canola on there. A little bit of salt and pepper, Trace. And what we're going to do is we're just going to wrap those, and we want to pop those into the oven at 400 degrees for about an hour and a half. When you remove them, they should be soft to be able to put a little bit of a fork through them. So those are going to go in our oven. We've got this prepared, 375 to 400. And those are going in for an hour and a half. Set it, forget it. Again, the power of TV, Tracy. My glove can come off now. I've prepared my beets. So we've taken out the beets, we've removed the skins, and now we have our beautiful, beautiful roasted beets. They almost have like a caramelization to them. So Trace, what we want to do is we're just going to have our beets. We've got our buffalo mozzarella. So buffalo mozzarella come from water buffaloes. Mozzarella, pardon me, that's fun to say. That is coming from just dairy cattle. So we've got, Trace, as you can see, we've got our beautiful beetroot going on here. I've taken our mozzarella. I just want to sort of beautifully lie that in between. Again, this is going to be an Instagram salad because we eat with our eyes. We've got our cherry tomatoes. I've quartered them. I've halved them. And this should be fun. We just want to sort of place those around. This is as seasonal as it gets. I'm using heirloom cherry tomatoes. Trace, we're going to hit this with a little bit of chopped pine nuts just for some texture. Let's finish this with agave.
Cleanest kind of sugar out there. It's good stuff.
Salt, pepper. We finish with a little bit of fresh basil. I know you've been to Italy because we've done segments and we've had fun and talked about it before. But Trace, I think I just brought you right back to Caprese, to Capri in Italy. Well, that might make some of our Italian friends pretty proud right there. That's a delicious roasted agave caprese salad.
Thanks, Matt. That looks delicious.